Yeah, on set with us this morning, we have two guests. One is right here physically, and of course, the other one is joining us via WhatsApp. First and foremost, I want to welcome most sincerely Honorable Destiny Orayerio in Abulele. That's a member of the Edo State House of Assembly. To be specific now, representing Ovia Southwest constituency at the Edo State House of Assembly. I know you're very tight schedule, but you found time to come. Thank you very much. I appreciate,
good morning,
your presence this morning. And on the WhatsApp call this morning, we've got Chief Odion Olaye, who is joining us via WhatsApp call. He's in Abuja for NLC meeting. Chief, good morning, sir.
Good morning, my brother.
Yeah, nice to have you. Okay. All right. So we just start with you because I remember, I think it was barely about fourth night ago that I had you on this program. It was still on the NLC strike. That was when you gave the federal government 30 days ultimatum that if they don't heed to what you are demanding for, that there will be a total shutdown. As a matter of fact, there was an agreement that the NLC reached with the federal government on that note. But I don't know, it appears we have passed that now because most Nigerians do not know now what NLC is going on strike for. We understand that the Imo saga is also there. So what is exactly the issue now? Why do you want to go on strike on the 14th of November? That's next week, Tuesday.
Thank you very much. The issue on ground, the past agreement we have with the federal government, as I speak with you, no one they've meet up to, apart from wage, which they said they will be giving 35,000 naira to workers for 3 months. That one aside. But the recent one is this. There is a problem between the workers and Imo State government. And 5 months ago, a delegation was sent from the national headquarters to meet with the governor of Imo State, where they agreed on what to do, on how he will pay the workers' salary, holding some of them for 22 months, some for 40 months, including the pensioners. The pensioners are even talking of their salary. Now, we've written to him about a month ago, reminding him that, look, this thing will be expiring so period, no reply. Then the national body also writes to him again, telling him that this thing expired 1 week. Next 2 weeks, if you refuse to comply with the agreement reached with the state government and Nigeria Labour Congress, there will be protests. He didn't reply. On the first, and we know that election is coming up in Imo State. But nobody knows who is going to win. So Nigeria Labour Congress decide to do the protest before whosoever that is coming on board as governor will come. Because election is something you cannot predict. That incumbent is there, must come back. There are so many times we have seen a place where incumbent have been removed by vote of the people. So we decided to say, okay, let us go do this protest before the election. A new person may emerge, then we are doing the protest, they will say Nigeria Labour Congress is not happy with that person. Upon that, the Congress president, the deputy president, and workers in Imo State take a decision to go on that protest on the 1st. Even the protest was going to be a warning protest so that the governor can quickly do something before the election. Getting there, workers were assembling themselves in the union secretariat. Commissioner of Police of Imo State Command led police and armed talks to NLC office second.
All right. So
when they took the president away, and all.
Well, all right, so we'll just try to reestablish connection back to Chief Odion Olaye now, who is still on the standby via the WhatsApp call, trying to explain what... yeah, okay, we're listening.
You be hearing all I'm saying?
Of course, you've been loud and clear here, sir. Just go on.
So, the recent one now...
Okay. All right. So, as soon as we reestablish connection to Chief Odion Olaye, we'll just. Hello, sir.
Yes.
Oh yeah, just go on.
So, we'll take a decision yesterday.
All right. So you took a decision yesterday. The decision now.
The way and manner we go.
Hello. All right. So connectivity issue there with Chief Odion Olaye. So,
It has to do with it.
okay. All right. So perhaps we may have to just. Hello. All right. So because of time. Yeah, so we also have Honorable Destiny Ogayero in Abulile here, member of the Edo State House of Assembly. Now, the issue of labor and the federal government has, assumed a very worrisome dimension in recent times, particularly with what transpired in Imo State. And of course, right now, Labour has issued that next week, Tuesday, they are going to down tools with the federal government, total strike. How would you want to react to all that?
Very sincerely appreciate ITV. By extension, thank you for this wonderful opportunity. I have been in the civil society and as a student of history. If we can recall that this government, the government of PPC in the national, you agree with me that the road on the back of the civil society to permit me to overthrow the Jonathan-led administration. If we can recall,
so
the issue of fuel subsidy. Permit me to use that.
To win the election.
To win the election.
So let's use that now.
It's semantics.
Yeah.
So for us, it's expected that they should have been working hand in hand. But what you see, in Chino Achebe, when he said that the white man came, very clever, peaceably and quietly. They came with religion. They won our brothers. And those things that bind us together, they divided them. And today, the center can no longer hold. That's exactly what has happened to the NLC. My sympathy to them. Because since this present APC-led administration in the federal, you will agree with me that the civil society is no longer formidable. They have masked, they have so strangulated them that they don't have a voice anymore. Because they know the potency of the civil society group. That is, by extension, what they've done to the NLC. I sympathize with them, I must be very frank. Because before now, the issue of fuel subsidy, some of us were part and parcel of that movement that led to the Jonathan in 2015 being defeated at the polls. But you will agree with me that it's expected that having befriended this set of persons for transparency and for openness of governance, that you continue in that light. Because they have a very hidden agenda, they have decided to kill the civil society movement so that there will be no voice. This is not the first time. You heard some time ago, even Paul Jolai, while they were having meeting at the Abuja. Some of them were picked up. And no comment. It's very just now. Let me ask you, if the president of this country decided to go to Niger or even in America and he was manhandled, in diplomacy, it's called for war. That diplomatic way of addressing issue without necessarily manhandling a father and a grandfather. And see, that is man in humanity to man. It's quite sad. We're not living in a banana republic. This is not a banana republic. There are ways and procedures of addressing issue. Yeah. It's a peaceful protest without guns, without machete, and without cutlass. And you go ahead and manhandle. I saw it. It will test you to know that the president of the TUC is my cousin from my maternal side. That day, immediately I put a call across from him. Said, my brother, I'm safe.
You mean Joe Ajero?
No, not Joe, the TUC. Okay, Festus Osifo.
Osifo, yeah.
Yes, we are first cousins from my maternal side. I put a call across from him immediately. He said, my brother, I'm safe. And my mind was at rest. Yeah, to tell you, I'm a stakeholder in this whole thing.
But don't you think, because before you, there's a popular adage now that before you blame the hawk for catching the chick, you also have to blame the mother hen for bringing out the chick on Saturday. Now, I mean, don't you think the time of that protest in Imo State is too close to the election?
Brother, see, I believe you are a husband.
Of course.
But at any particular point in time, some of us would befriend a girl, so to speak. There's a time when you make an advances to your wife will remind you that you promised me something yesterday. It just happened. They believe that this is the important time for them to press on their demand. There's something wrong with that. It has happened over time. Go back to labor movement history. It happens. I just make a very classical example. When you make an advert to your wife will tell you, honey, you know you promised me something 2 weeks ago, and you've not for. Just to remind you. See, they believe that this is an opportunity for them. You know, he said something just now. They believe that, okay, let them, because you never can tell him who win the election. If peradventure the table turn around and within 6 months or thereabout you see them on this, what will you say?
Now, when you talk about the election now, the labor movement is in a political party now.
You see, that's another angle of it. We all know that the majority of the civil servants, by virtue, they are politicians. They should make a law whether it's okay if you are a civil servant remain there. Because you and I know that, as we speak very just now, civil servants are player in the democratic process. They participate. They go for campaigns. So this is likely to give him a dog bad name to enable you kill the dog. For me, I'm not in tune with it. What is good, and what is bad. For you to manhandle is the number one civil servant. I'm not, but he's the number one civil servant. You know why we are saying it? It's a journey today. We don't know who will be tomorrow. That is why I'm on this tone. Because what is good for the goose is only good for the gander. And what would have expected Mr. President by now to make a statement? Perhaps call the both sides for a roundtable meeting. But that's not forthcoming. As a father, if you see your children.
Okay, I think we have Chief Olaye back online now. Hello, sir. Hello. Okay, so we can reestablish back to you now. So tell Nigerians this morning now, because you have said that next week Tuesday that you are going on strike. So what do you think can be done now? Because we just have about 7 days time so that we don't come to this situation.
Well, it's the situation on ground now. As I speak with you.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
As I speak with you now, there is a strike going on in Imo State. And tomorrow, there will be another national strike on the same Imo. So if on the same Imo, there will be a national strike on the same Imo. But that I will not disclose now, the modality for it. If the federal government is able to do something between today and tomorrow,
hello, sir. Let's get
something.
Chief Olaye, let's get something. Are you saying that in most states now that workers they are on strike?
Yes.
So awaiting the 14th.
The workers in Imo State.
Okay.
The federal government.
All right, we just.
So if the federal government.
All right, but how would you want to also react to the insinuations that Labour in Imo State...
They are able...
Hello. All right, so I think we may have to just call that off now so that we can see how we can reestablish contact to Comrade Chief Odino Olaye, the NLC chairman in Edo State, and so that he can ventilate some of these issues one more time. Now, Honorable Destiny, now how would you want to react to the insinuations in Imo State that the labor movement in Imo State now, they are not on the same page with the national body? And we understand that was one of the reasons why this fracas broke out in Imo State.
Well, for me, I'm not surprised if there's anything like that, because the man in the saddle of leadership in that state is a very smart man. So he has a way of dividing, what we call divide and rule.
No, you cannot say so now.
I'm saying the obvious. I'm coming.
No,
I was once in the... I'm coming.
Your opinion.
I was once in civil society. Now I'm not in the other side.
Yeah,
I know the intrigues.
Yeah, but you can't say that he has a way of dividing. See, there's no governor that will divide his states against himself.
I'm not saying when I say divide the union movement, so that we'll be able to have some loyal to him. It's a simple, it's a manipulative system. It's a manipulative system, even among the national.
So you mean labor members in Imo State now, they will allow the state interest to override their national interest? Is that what it was?
You see, we have some very parochial minds that believe in their immediate gratification to the detriment of others. It will interest you to know that it's only in Nigeria that crime or what is wrong is a definition of convenience. It's a definition of convenience. Let me quickly cite an example. I try to see how I can balance it. If you can still recall what happened to the Minister of Works when he wanted to bring some sanity to the system. You saw the way the union attacked him. I expected Nigerians to revoke against such persons or such groups. We never did. And now we are not seeing the other side of the divide. I'm not saying this is good or this is bad. The point I'm saying, what is good for the goose is equally good for the gander. I expected the union leaders then, when a minister was attacked, and they told him face to face that this is not your state. It was such a derogatory statement from a union leader of that department.
Yeah.
It was the man was just calling for being up to duty. How can you come to work by 9:30? And the head of that department said, you now decide to lock you down. You said he has committed blunder. And all of them voted against him. And no, the union did not speak. They did not rebuke, and they did not go against. There was no public statement. For me, I think it's high time the Nigeria we need to put our acts together and see how we get it right.
Yeah, but what do you think is going on with the Nigerian politicians? I'm talking about the governors now. The way they seem to be playing politics with all the hardship in the country. I mean, a state whereby you have a PDP governor, he says that, it is the federal government. And of course, the states where you have the APC, he says that, the state government is not doing what it's supposed to do. So can we continue like that?
You see, we must be very frank. There is a fundamental problem that we need to address. We must go back to the drawing board. It's either we go to true federalism or we defend another system that works for us. Because what we currently have, I'm a Christian, with utmost humility and simplicity and respect. If the holy of the holies come to this system, it will be worse than the Lucifer himself. Permit me. Because what we have strong men, rather strong institution, as one put it by Obama, the former president of the United States of America. Yeah. We have weak system
institutions.
That is why you see when a man comes in, he just made away with everything. When he leaves, the system collapse. It's either we have true federalism where every state control its resources and pay tithe and offering. permit me to use such word, to the center, to maintain diplomacy and defense.
Yeah.
Or we just go and develop another system that works for us. The problem we have in this country is we just copy everything, hook, line, and sinker from the Western world, and we try to domesticate it here.
Okay.
It will work.
We have Chief Odionlaye back online. Yeah, hello, Chief. Hello. Hello. Hello, Chief. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, we thank you for
Hello?
always. Yeah, hello. I can hear you. Hello.
Yes.
Okay, now quickly, just respond, because what seems to have happened in Imo State now may happen in another state. I mean, going by the fact that the labor union in Imo State is not with the national labor union body. I mean, a situation whereby there seems to be a divided house in the labor movement. Don't you think that we may keep on having issues that way?
Well, there's no division of labor there. Labor union is one. As I've earlier told you, we are monitoring them. The workers are at home. They didn't go to work in Imo. And by tomorrow, you will see the other action of labor over Imo State.
Okay. All right. So you are maintaining that next week, Tuesday, on the 14th of November, that is going to be a total strike. That's what you're saying.
Yes, if the federal government did not intervene in what happened to our president in Imo State, because we have given them 5 conditions. So if they refuse to answer us, by Tuesday next week, there will be a total shutdown in the country.
Okay, all right. All right, so we want to say a very big thank you to Chief Odionlaye for joining us via the WhatsApp call on the program this morning. Chief, thank you so much.
Thank you, Evans.
Okay. All right, so quickly, we'll just quickly take a short pause now for, something, and we're going to be right back so that we just draw the curtain on this segment this morning. Please stay tuned. All right, thank you one more time. The program still this morning on ITV. Looking at the ongoing situation now between the Nigeria Labour Congress and, of course, the federal government, on one side, and also the Imo State government and the NLC on another side. So NLC has charged the federal government to intervene, between the Imo State government and NLC in Imo, and even NLC in Nigeria, concerning what happened to Comrade Joe Ajero. That's the NSA president in Imo State about last week Monday now, whereby he was, mishandled. So the federal government should intervene, and failure for the federal government to intervene will result to a total strike. That's on the 14th, next week Tuesday, in the country. We've said it here that Nigeria as a nation cannot afford to shut down its, shut down totally right now, because people are going through a whole lot as we get along. All right, so Honorable Destiny, so as we wait for on the 14th now, so what do you think NSA has given their charge that, look, hey, respond to this issue. If you don't, we'll go on strike. Are there any alternative ways of looking at all this as we wrap up?
Well, let me again appreciate ITV. I think just what I said earlier, as a father, if you see your 2 wards, your 2 children, they're having a misunderstanding, as a father, as a very sensible father, is to see how you can bring both of them together. I must be very frank with you. The presidency, they've not played a matured role in this whole saga. I must be very frank with you. I must be very frank, because, yes, I said it earlier, what is good for the good is equally good for the good.
Well, don't you also
we
think
should endeavor,
the presidency,
whether we should endeavor to condemn what is wrong at any time, whether it's against, it is the belief that we always say, it is only a fool that will be happy or marvel at what before his neighbor. Yeah. So for me, I expected the Labour Congress at that time, when they made such a derogatory statement against the Minister of Works. They did not. And now you see, I'm not siding both sides. Both are wrong totally.
Yeah, don't you also think that...
And the issue, I'm coming, sir, the issue raised of the subnational government, the governors playing politics. Here in Edo State, you will agree with me to some extent that the governor has been trying to be simpliciter by way the issue of the palliative. You saw the transportation system he put to. There was a day I left my house to Ajib and I entered that bus just to see the compliance and the acceptance. And to a reasonable extent, if not to, let me say, about 75% of the populace, applauded that gesture from the state government. That is kind of policy or programs that we want. Not giving people 5,000 or 10,000 naira this day and age. I tell you, on Saturday I went to the market because my wife was under the weather. I went to the market to get some stuff from my house. I have little kids, and I saw.
I
experienced it myself. And I went there with somebody. I said, "Wow, no wonder." My wife is always, anytime she's always, anytime she wants to ask me for money, she's always trying to. That is topic for another day. But the point we are driving at, it's not friendly anymore. The situation we find ourselves in this country is not friendly anymore. We all, just what the governor said, Governor Baseki, we must cut down the cost of governance.
Now, you are a lawmaker in the state now. What's your experience in the market now? How do you think that is going to impact on the kind of laws that you make? Because you've experienced it yourself, first-hand experience now. It's not what somebody told you. I mean, you're a lawmaker in the States. You make law for the generality of the people. So how would that impact on the laws that you make?
You see, the issue here is not for subnational government. It's for the national government.
No, we're talking about... There we go again now, Honorable. There we go again now. If I say we play politics in some of the states now, there we go again now. Now, we're talking about the Edo State now. I mean, this is the situation that is close to us here.
Yes.
If the economy is bad, and Edo man probably will see it from the Edo perspective, before moving forward to say that, okay, on the national perspective. If I say that survivor in Edo State is harder.
It's very, very harder. And things are more expensive in Edo.
As a law...
Because I'm coming, sir. Because I understand your question outright. But things are quite expensive in Edo compared to Lagos, Abuja,
so that's the question.
The issue, one of the problems are the various unions in our states.
Okay.
If, for instance, I want to go into tomato selling now, okay, I must belong to a union. Or maybe I want to go into rice, selling bags of rice, so to speak, I must belong to a union. Because failing which, they go to organize crime. That even before you wake up the following morning, your store or your shop has been burgled. That's where we find ourselves. I think, yes, months back, I had a chat with the speaker. The need for us to really invite these various unions. And we are working on it with the various market heads, to meet with them, to appeal to them, for them to have some kind of concession with the current economic reality. Because, take it or leave it, there are certain things here what we have expected to be more cheaper compared to Lagos. If you live here to Ore, the price you get is different from what you have here.
Yeah.
I have experienced it. Yeah. There was a day I applied this road, I tried to get a bottle of water. What I get here is different from what is Ore here. About an hour drive from the city center. So for us, we need to aggregate them, put them together, appeal to their inner man. But then again, they will call it put forward the arguments.
What are their arguments now?
That yes, there is some of them don't even know the color of dollar. They will tell you that there is dollar. And what you ask them, they'll say, no, we apply the vehicle and they have to convey our distance from the various interiors. And this various transportation fare is in the increase. Yeah, but what it costs, I told you on Saturday here, I interfaced with
Honorable, don't you think that is correct? Because a while ago, you were trying to look at what the state government is doing to ameliorate the suffering now, the palliatives and all that. You talked about transport, granting free transport for Edo indigenous. I have taken advantage of that too, and I really say kudos to the state governor. But there is something that the state governor is not doing. I mean, are you not taking notice of the roads in Edo State? You see, there are roads that the state governor should do.
Yes.
But those roads
but you agree with me.
Now, we're talking about the way. Excuse me, you have your time now. You are talking about the way food items move from the Hida lands, from villages.
Yes.
You are the House Committee on Chieftaincy title,
yes.
and of course
tourism.
Now you go to Igbobazuwa almost every day.
I was there on Sunday.
That's your constituency.
Yes.
Now the road from Igbobazuwa to Benin is in a sorry state. That's Edo State's
yes.
road. That's not the federal government road.
Yes.
So how are you engaging the state governor on this
Definitely.
issue?
Even yesterday here, I spoke with the PS on roads and bridges. PS in Bob and Abulele, just yesterday here.
Yeah.
And they have gone out to measure, to do the needful by way of have an oversight, you know, of the faith portion.
So take an inventory now.
An inventory, yes.
Yeah. But does the governor have time to do that?
No, not the governor, the PS. I said the PS and his team.
Yeah,
they have done that already.
Yeah, we're talking about the administration. Does he have time to do that?
Definitely.
Now? If you can't, on the verge of leaving.
Palliative.
No, we're talking about the roads.
Hold on. There are ways you can do palliative. Governors have to level notes, or so to speak. You have up to very viable 8 months. Viable. I use the word viable. 8 months. We can, because of the rainy season. You agree with me, quote unquote, there's climate change. We expected by now, this is November. Is it raining cat and dog? Did you see the one heavy gully after Akpata before Ogege? That's where you I tried that road.
That's where you
There's
take
one after what's it called? My mother's village is
on Siloko Road.
Yes, my mother's village is in Igbai and Uogwa.
Okay.
There's a heavy gully before Uogwa Junction. There's another one after what's it called? That village. That district before
Iguadolo. You have Iguadolo. You have
Iguadolo. You go for the little. There's one there where you have
Igwogboy. Igwogboy Gosodi.
After Goshodi, close to where you have this pit, where you have this pit.
Okay.
There's this popular community there where they had issue the other day by your right. After that, there's I know all I can tell you, I can drive that road with my eyes closed. I will tell you the various faith portions.
All right, so this inventory that you put to now, that road, was a part of it?
Definitely. Not only that road, the roads to farms. Government try to see how they can. It's not. I'm not the spokesperson for the executive. So
you are a lawmaker. You are a lawmaker.
Yes.
The governor. There's no limit now. Now you are a lawmaker. The governor is in charge of the executive. You are in your own government. You are part of the legislature.
I'm not in charge of the legislature.
You are not in charge, but you are part of the legislature.
Definitely.
You can take governor to charge. I mean that governor.
No, we've been doing that. We've been exchanging informations. For me, I've been. Every month.
And what's the response like?
No, see, one thing about our governor. He responds to every correspondence. It's on here. I must give that to him. He responds to every correspondence. If you send him a text, maybe if you fail to reply to you'll be shocked to see what you suggest to him is implementing it. That's the governor for you.
I personally experienced that.
Oh, thank you.
I got his number. I sent him a text and he replied. I was like, wow.
That is it.
A governor replied to a common me.
So for us, we must give that to him. So for us, the roads you are talking about, even to my own town, he has mapped out some roads, some for grading, some for asphalt, within the next 8 months, once the rain subsides. So be rest assured, the road to farmlands to enable them have easy access to evacuation of farm produce, which will definitely be taken care of. I spoke with PS in Abulele. You can call him on live listing. Just I think around 7 p.m. yesterday evening. So we had. He told me, and he even promised coming the course of the weekend, so that we'll look at it together.
So what you are guaranteeing us on this program this morning is that the state governor is ready to fix roads.
He's on top of the situation. It's not as if he's in another world or he's living in another state. He's here with us. Governor is here with us. Know our pains. As I speak very just now. So he's aware.
I have to really take on you this morning, Honorable.
No, you are very free. You know that governor on his own, maybe 1 or 2 cars, he drives around the city centers.
Oh, really?
Without those retinue of security personnel. There was a day I was driving somewhere. I saw him. I said, this is governor with 2 cars. I must be very frank. You can confirm that from anybody. 2 cars. He said, so before now, you and I know where government is moving, and the list is 10 cars. Or 2. I don't want to mention, to tell you the brand of car, but on two vehicles. I saw him with 2 vehicles. He came down, he was looking at some roads, state portion. This time about around 7, 8.
But there are also accusations also that the governor doesn't supervise these roads when they are given out as contracts. It's not just enough to give out the roads for construction and all that. I'm sorry I have to put you on that.
No.
This morning. It's part of our job here now. There are insinuations too that the governor doesn't supervise these roads. How correct is that?
You see, I think they are just trying to be political. Let us be very sincere. There are so many departments, ministry under the government. They are supervising ministries.
We know, but so those people try to compare the governor with maybe a one-time governor that Edo State had, that had to personally go around and supervise.
Well, our governor, that is kind of a razzmatazz. So to do that, what we could at times refer to the Hallelujah praising song movement. So I think we've gone past the era.
But that's leadership.
That is politics. That's where we get it wrong. But look at it. 8 years, 7 years now. What can we say with all those hallelujah expressions?
Have you seen what
those hallelujah expressions?
Have you seen what Ege Ogbemudia is doing in Ego? Ege Ogbemudia, the current chairman of Ego local government.
I'm not from Ego.
All right, but let me tell you,
yes.
I've caught her twice now. She goes out to supervise. I've seen her entering a gutter.
Hold on.
She's a lady.
Yes.
I mean, with her eye, she went into the gutter to supervise.
That is the chairman of what? Local government. It's a local government.
Is that politics?
No.
You said a while ago that for a governor that did that, that was being political.
No, for him, his territory is compared to that of the whole state. The governor cannot from here go to Akoko Edo, for instance. Excepting there are more other projects to inspect. Cannot because of one project just go to Akoko Edo, for instance.
What about the roads that are very close to the governor? Take, for example, just by 4 mechanized 4 brigade now. That's behind the governor's house.
Yes.
There are fake portions on that road.
Have you been there of late? You've not been there of late. I think some of these...
When you say late, how soon now?
Maybe a week ago or thereabout. I think they are addressing it. I can tell you, I think I saw one at close to Captain Osa's this thing. They are addressing that. That road leading to this thing.
The governor's house. The government's house. Yeah.
They are addressing it. I think they've addressed that. There are also even one at where now? I think at close to this man, U Technical's hotel. They are doing it casually because of the rain. This is November. Today is November 8th. And you see the way the rain is cat and dog. So what we expected by now that we have a very, hot weather.
Now, before we go, Honorable, don't you think there is need for the governor to see to the dualization of the Siluku Road? I mean, you ply that road every day, right from Akpata Junction on Upper Siluku Road down to, I mean, there's a school, a School of Agriculture is there now. That road has to be dualized now. Because a lot of people have died on that road.
Let me appreciate you for that.
Yeah.
The governor has since designed that road. I have seen it. I'm not trying to be praising governor.
Has it been awarded?
That I don't know, but I have seen it. Myself and Engineer Nabulile, we sat down together, we looked at it together. Even the main road that passed through Gobasowa, the Mission Road, is going to be dualized. There will be a street light at the middle. I have seen it. I've seen the design. But whether it has been awarded, that I can't.
So what is the guarantee that a successive government will continue that? Because that's what I told you earlier.
I told you earlier that I'm not the spokesperson for the executive. I'm of the legislature. So for me, the little I know, because of perhaps being inquisitive, is what I will let you know. I can't speak from both sides of my mouth. So the little I know, because I'm from the other side, because of the engagement over time with governor and some
the governor belongs to the same political party that you are from. You are from the PDP. He's from the PDP.
Yes.
We are talking about the party's mission here. Because when the governor was campaigning for his second tenure, he told us I remember the mega, Metro now, making Edo State great and all that. He told us, and that's what we're talking about now.
Today, the Alawada will start.
Okay. So
for us, it will interest you that it is the son of Ovia Southwest that is in charge of roads and bridges in the person of Etanozamere. So I don't think he will allow his local government to be shortchanged. Okay. That I know for sure. Okay. But the rest assured that that road, Siloko Road, to Okada had been designed. I have seen it with my eyes, not in dream, in the physical, with my eyes. But whether it has been awarded, that I don't know, because I'm not of the executive, I'm of the legislature. So for us, and for me, it's the little I know that I will be able to convey to the general public. Okay. For me, so far so good. I think for the past 7 years or thereabout, the governor is doing well. Okay. And I hope that he finish very strong. Okay.
All right. So once again, the issue of labor and the federal government now. So what's your final take on that? Because that was what brought us here. So
for me, I think the labor union need to go back to the drawing board. They need to go back to the drawing board. And the civil society, this is the time for them to rally around the labor movement. And the labor movement must be sincere. Not them being a labor movement in the day, in the night is something different. We have had that over time. And again, let me appeal to Nigerians. We must endeavor to condemn what is wrong at any particular point in time, whether it's in your favor or not in your favor. And you asked me why am I saying it? Yeah. I made an example earlier. Yeah. That what happened to I keep on hammering on that to the minister for works, and the comment from that union to the minister in his very before. For me, it's very unprofessional to ask a former governor and now a minister that this is not your state. It is not of us. Yeah. It's not of Nigeria. It's not an African way of talking. Yeah. To ask a minister, this is not your state. And I expected the union leaders to condemn and Nigerians to speak against it. None of us. None of us. And now, the battle are now shifted to labor union. For me, I will always stand for what is right anytime, any day, no matter who else is gone. Okay. We want to most sincerely thank you, Honorable, for joining us on the program today. Yeah, thank you so much. Despite your very busy and tight schedule, you cut out time to speak with us on the program this morning on ITV. We've been speaking with Honorable Destiny Ogayerio in Abulele, who is a member of Edo State House of Assembly. To be specific, he's the member representing Edo Ovia Southwest constituency at Edo State House of Assembly. Honorable, thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Viewers. And also to Comrade, Chief Comrade Audion Olaye there, the NLC chairman in Edo State. We say thank you also for calling into the program this morning. And we just pray that between now and next week, Tuesday, that's on the 14th now, that Labour and the federal government would have reached their truce so that the Labour doesn't go on strike, so that we just keep on managing our lives and seeing that things get better. All right, so we'll just take one or two things now before we wrap it on the program this morning. On ITV. Please stay tuned.